Today, you guys, we are visiting our Brandon location. You guys already know, beautiful plaza. Got a few young bulls in here. Headlines Barbershop Brandon. Yeah.
All right, brother man. Are we doing the same thing? 1.5 on top, medium fade on the sides to skin, knock down the eyebrows, barely touch the hairline, knock down the mustache, line everything up, clean up down here, get the grays, shave this down. Cool. Did they tell you when you could switch off the schedule or no? I remember you telling me you watch Beam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I just saw him the other day.
And we're gonna have a video of him getting cut by Jordan, and then Beam, it's gonna be a barber battle.
It's gonna be interesting because he's very particular about his haircut. One of my most particular clients.
That's a compliment.
No, 100%. It's crazy because when I first started cutting hair, I used to say if somebody was very particular about the haircut, I was like, man, like, oh my God. As time went on, I realized that whenever somebody's particular about their haircut, you get it right, it's a wrap. You know
They're
what I
the
mean?
most loyal. It's also a report for you because they know if he goes to you, then you gotta be a good barber, right?
Yeah, 100%, because he's probably said it, how particular he is about his haircut. That was an interesting little kind of shift I had too. Sometimes those end up being like, you know, like my best clients, to be honest. Like I have a guy that comes every single week, and when he first called the shop, I was on the phone with him for like a legit 7-8 minutes. Because he was like, man, I just been getting messed up all the time, and I just want to find a good barber, and like, oh man, like I'll take care of you, I'll come in every single week. I'm looking for a good barber, can you please help me out finding a good barber, blah, blah, blah. He was like venting almost on the phone. But he, you know, comes in every week.
Guys, if you're watching these videos, the guys in these videos are successful. Jordan, he got out of barber school his first year. His first year, he did 6 figures out of barber school. So these aren't just some cool guys. These are successful barbers. These are talented barbers, and you guys are getting this exposure to them. Where a lot of people don't get exposure to guys like this unless they're doing an apprenticeship, or you know what I'm saying, or you know them personally. And Jordan, how old are you?
21.
21 making 6 figures, so already. Yeah. And we ain't worried about the IRS. He does his taxes.
Yo, that's crazy.
I know them comments are coming.
It's crazy because I used to cut his hair actually in the garage.
Yeah.
I had remodeled the garage and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I go back then.
So that's when I actually had my first CPA, was actually when I was in the garage.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that ask, you know, if I'm in barber school, is a mentorship for me? Especially younger guys, man, they don't realize you may not be able to start using some of the stuff in the mentorship, in the program. I mean, you're gonna always be able to use mentorship, right, if you're asking questions and stuff. Yeah. But like some of the strategies you're not gonna be able to use, but it's not about that. It's more so about the mentorship. It's about the people you're gonna be around and get connected with, and it's preparation.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were so prepared to hit the ground running when you got out of school. It wasn't necessarily because you were using a lot of the information, but you knew the information and you knew exactly what to do when you got out of school, no?
Yeah. You waste less time. Because before, without that guidance, you're kind of just going around and seeing what works, what doesn't work, kind of hitting your head against the wall. This may do good, this may not do good. But when you have that guidance, it's like you don't waste time on like figuring out that stuff. You just already know this is what I'm gonna do. Or like this is the requirements I have for like a barbershop that I'm gonna work at, you know?
Yeah.
I had gotten offers when I was in barber school. My barber instructor was actually an owner of a couple barbershops, or like a partner or something. And they were commission-based 50%. And they had offered me to work there, super nice area and stuff like that. But I knew that that wasn't gonna be in line with my goals. So I kind of skipped that step. Versus imagine if I was over there, that 6 figures wouldn't be 6 figures. I'd have to do a lot more to still hit that 6 figures.
How long you been cutting his hair, you said? Like 2 years?
Let's say a year and a half.
How were you building clientele in the garage?
Yo, so proud of this story. Because I built up my clientele to the point where I raised my prices in the garage.
Yeah.
And I don't like passing out business cards. So what I did is I got creative. I actually got onto Facebook. So I was cutting hair in my neighborhood, and it was a solid neighborhood.
You were doing the Facebook strategy back then?
I was doing the Facebook strategy back then. And it was like a group where everybody in the group was, you know, that they were living in that neighborhood. Right? So I would just go on there, and you could post anything on there. Right?
This is a gem, guys. We use this in the mentorship.
Yo, this is real. So what I did is I went into my neighborhood's Facebook page, and I just posted pictures of my haircuts. I posted my booking link, and I said, yo, I'm right here in the neighborhood. If you guys would like to come through, you know, get a haircut. And it was a lot, man. It was so much experience. I was able to support myself through barber school while actually, you know.
I think also if you're young and you use that strategy, it's an advantage because people want to support a young entrepreneur who's trying to, you know, they want to help them out.
It's something where it's like, you know, people want to support younger kind of people doing good.
Yeah, because you could be doing other stuff.
I could be getting in trouble.
You could be getting in trouble. You could be out on the streets doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, but they see, oh man, this kid's actually like,
you know, in our neighborhood. Yeah, let's rock.
I don't have to leave the neighborhood to get a haircut. Oh, he can actually cut. Like, Oh, that's dope. Oh, I can make an appointment. And that was another one too. That was like a big differentiator or value proposition because the shops in the area didn't do appointments. But they would like tax. They would like put another $15 if it was an appointment on top of the regular haircut price. So my standard was appointments. I only did appointments.
Yeah, people like that.
People love that. Every other shop, whenever you go in, you would have to wait hours and hours to get a cut. Versus me, you can just make an appointment, come through the garage, and it'd be a great cut, great environment. Bring the kids, single moms, you know, they feel a lot more comfortable sometimes. Depending on the vibe of the shops, you know. We have a lot of ladies that come into here. Dave cuts a lot of ladies.
Careful, Dave. Saw Dave over there.
I don't know if y'all caught it in the beginning of the video. We were doing the consultation. It was really only me talking, just kind of confirming what we did last time. And I think that has a little bit of value in it because it kind of shows that I remember his haircut. Obviously, I've done it so many times, but I think it just shows that you also that you care. If you can do that for your clients, you know, pay that extra attention to the details of their haircut and actually go ahead and remember what it is, like it's very surprising. It's kind of like remembering, you know, somebody's name, you know, it makes you kind of stick out a lot, shows that you care. Not a lot of barbers are doing that, taking the time out to remember the client's haircut. So it makes them feel special, you know, it's part of customer service.
What you doing right now?
This is just a little bit of spritz because he got a curlier texture of hair. So a little bit of spritz helps to just kind of keep things in place a little bit. Yeah, kind of control it. I don't like to do too much. I don't try to like force the hairline to be something that it's not.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the hairline to like bounce back after.
Yeah.
I want it to like wash, and after I wash, it's still sharp. It still looks good. And for the mustache, always natural lip line. And then you want to make sure, big thing is you want to kind of get the corner of their lips because that could be very annoying for people that got like beards and hairs around there.
I agree.
You gotta kind of get in there and do that. So you can either get them to blow an air bubble into their cheek, or if you just kind of stretch this part up, they'll just kind of show that.
To be honest, I got a trimmer in my sink and at the crib.
Yeah.
By my sink. I routinely, you know, trim that shave back because it bothers me.
That's something I had to learn too, because when I was in the garage and stuff like that, I didn't have a beard. So I kind of had to put myself in the position of somebody that had a beard. Also just listening to my clients. You could be a lady barber or you could just be somebody that don't got a beard and stuff like that.
Some lady barbers got a beard.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We don't judge.
It's a gem for those who can't relate, you know.
Yeah,
now they know.
Sometimes you can't relate, but from listening from your clients or trying to just, you know, think for them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Little details like that, if you can be consistent, it definitely makes you stick out. He really, really likes just to barely tap his hairline. So I'm not trying to get a whole lot of cut. I'm going to barely touch this hairline. I'm not going to go up here because Shaman, he'll be mad at me. So I'm going to barely touch this hairline. You know, and I struggled with hairlines for a while. I think phase I picked up really quickly, or at least a lot more quickly. Hairlines, I struggled with for a long time. I learned a couple things, like I learned to set up my vertical bars first. That helped me out a lot. I think over time, my barber eye developed a lot too. That helped out a lot. I think also like looking at what a straight hairline actually looks like, that helped out a lot too.
There's a preference though too. I want my hairline solid. With my corners and stuff going down the drain,
oh man,
they push it up. I actually prefer it that way.
No, 100%.
Some people want to keep it natural no matter what.
Yeah, but I think that's a part of making sure that your service,
The consultation, right?
but that your service is tailored to your client. I think it was Henry Ford that said if people what they wanted, they would have told me to build a faster horse or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They wanted a faster horse.
They wanted a faster horse. They didn't know that a car was possible. Try not to tickle their nose too much. And then right here, with a dull trimmer, you just kind of go and clean this up. Take it easy, brother. Even if they aren't your clients, you still got to say hi and bye to them, even if they're not your clients. This is something I have to learn too. Even if they don't say hi back. Even if they don't say bye back. Which, on my bad days, that annoys me. On my good days, I don't worry about it.
Yeah. At Lando Lakes, when it happens to Nate would be like, all right, okay. Cool.
Sometimes people going through something special. So.
Did you ask him if he wants the recycled one or if he wants a fresh one?
Did you want the recycled razor or did you want the new razor?
It's $1 off if you do recycled.
It's $1 off. So I use this razor actually on my old client, but I could use it on you. It's $1 off the cut. He's supposed to say no.
He said yeah.
That's what broke barbers do.
I trust you. Let's go.
I'm glad you got that type of trust in me, but no. Oh, so I'm actually using 245.
Oh, you asked him that?
Oh, I got it at 245.com. Yeah, he asked me where I got my razor and my gel from. So I told him I got it from 245. Yeah, 245.com. Yeah, oh, 245 Academy. $20 a month. You can cancel anytime. 245 Academy. Use my discount code link in the description. just because he asked.
So just like Mo, guys, the affiliate links in the description will help fund a sad barber and make their day happy. Make sure you you hit the link, support Jordan. Let's get his bag up a little bit more this year.
I'm not a big fan of dry shaving. Makes me feel like a cheap barber whenever I dry shave. And you always got to grab these too. The hairs all the way up here. Sometimes it's vellus, sometimes it's terminal.
I feel like it's good for the skin too.
Yeah, it makes their skin look brighter whenever you take off. Because you're taking off vellus hair, but you're also taking off dead skin.
Yep. Like real estheticians do that. They'll use like a little razor and kind of peel that layer of skin off.
Yeah, 100%.
Keep it fresh.
I try to encourage majority of my clients to keep their beard as full as possible. Sometimes people have a beard that goes all the way up here, and they'll line it up super low. He only had a couple hairs grow back because we keep it like wider, we keep it fuller.
Yeah, the cut stays fresh longer. Number one. Number two, honestly, a lot of people don't even know that their beard can grow that high because they don't let it get to a long enough length where it looks fuller.
Yeah, man.
I got my beard, but my beard looking way stronger these days because I let it grow up high.
You see, I got a little bit of ash coming.
Because the skin is cleaner now.
Yeah.
As well. So.
Now, I didn't spend a bunch of time on the fade, and the reason why is because after I line them up, the fade is gonna need some detailing, but I like to do that at the end because I do my haircut and beard in 45 and then haircuts in 30. So I gotta be a little more efficient. So I noticed that whenever I detail last, I'm a lot more efficient than when I detail at the beginning.
Big bars.
To be honest, for the longest time, and really when I was in the garage, I didn't think that 30-minute haircut appointments were possible.
Yeah.
I really didn't. But what I noticed is that I was just wasting a bunch of time. It's not that the haircut takes a long time. It's that you're just not efficient. It's that you waste a bunch of time. You'll spend 5 minutes going over like the same little spot in the fade just for you to line it up to see that you still didn't hit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now you're going back in and detailing?
From here, the only thing I really got to do is to clean up the bottom of the beard. I'll spend the time just kind of detailing. And then this is something I haven't seen a bunch of. I think it'd be cool if we did more of it. Just kind of focusing on the detailing on that barber's eye. So what I try to do is I try to go like, but you create like a really nice panel. You fall in love with this panel and you just match this panel to that panel.
Yeah.
So like I'll stay here and I'll just detail from like the ear forward, and then his hair you can see kind of grows this way. Mm-hmm. So you want to come against that. And I think from the whole head, if you break the sides down into two, and then you do the back, that's what, like 5 panels. It might sound like a lot, but you move through it pretty quickly. So this year, the strategy that I kind of discussed with my CPA and my accounting firm is that we're trying to prove as much income as possible. So I'm not trying to spend super crazy. I'm making sure to live below my means and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that next year, I can buy a crib, buy a house, buy a property, and start the portfolio up.
If you guys need an accountant, you already know pieaccounting.com.
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 The best decision you haven't made yet. Yo, honestly, so that was something, when I read that tax-free wealth book, I had like the big kind of weight on my shoulders because I'm not gonna do my taxes. I don't wanna do my taxes. I don't wanna get kind of messed over on, you know, paying way too much on like, I don't know, TurboTax or something because I didn't prepare them properly. So, but whenever I got an accountant, it took such a weight off my shoulder. Made me feel a lot more confident. Made me feel like I didn't have to be afraid of making more money because I knew that I didn't want to make the same money that like my parents made. You know, I wanted to make a lot more. But my parents would always teach me that like, don't make too much because you have to pay more taxes, and you know we was always used to getting money back around those times, you know, claiming a lot of dependents and stuff.
It was a holiday at my house.
Because you only have so much time in the day. You know?
It's opportunity cost, right?
Yeah, 100%.
There's an opportunity cost associated with doing your own taxes. It comes from on both sides, right? So you're gonna make more money because you're freeing up more of your time, more of your mental capacity, and you're gonna make more money because you're letting the professionals save you a bunch of money. There's 2 things that are guaranteed in life. You're gonna die and you're gonna pay taxes.
Yeah, death and taxes.
Y'all keep avoiding it, man. Trust me, it's gonna catch up, and it's gonna be ugly when it does. When you're paying attention to your finances, man, life is just better, bro. You're way more happy. Uh-oh. You got 2 people waiting for you, bro?
Yeah, one of them was on the wrong bed. It's the guy on the left.
Y'all seen it in the flesh. A barber's,
not for today, right?
A barber's nightmare.
For tomorrow? For Friday?
That's a better day anyways.
Oh, you're
good.
good.
Always feel so much better.
4 o'clock?
As a barber.
Well, yeah, after 4, I'm booked for the rest of the day. But I could do 4. 4? All right, could you cancel? Could you cancel the Friday one?
Putting that dirt on his name.
You barely touch the hairline, same lineup. Yeah, I got you.
I do the same thing. My wife be trying to talk me out of it, bro.
What, taking the grays out?
Yeah. She's like, no, leave him. That's sexy.
Yo, every wife says that
Leave him,
about
that's sexy.
the husband grays.
Yeah.
She actually says that? That's so
Yeah, my wife
crazy.
actually says that. So I cut my hair shorter because my hair longer was showing so many grays. She's like, no, leave them. And then like I'll pluck them, the ones in my beard, I'll pluck them. She's like, stop. I don't get it, but hey, women are complicated.
That's so funny. I hear that all the time. All the men hate him, all the wives love him.
Yeah.